Hi, welcome back to Bethany New Grounds for Believing. In week 1, I had you spend some time doing a little pre-trip planning. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you a little bit more about what my 17 years of leading Bible studies and talking to women just like you has been able to, I want to say, benefit this Bible study. I've had women share with me the many ways that certain things impact their time and what they take away from a Bible study. Sometimes I hear, it's just not the same when so-and-so's not there. I miss her. I miss her input. Others will say, I don't like it when the videos are too long. I can't focus and pay attention. Some of you might even say, I don't understand what the author's saying. The language is too above my head or in a way I'm not used to. And then some might even say, I wanted to be committed to this Bible study, but my schedule is just not allowing that to be true. And sister, I want to tell you, I understand that and I get it. But what I'm going to ask you again is please look around the room. Who is sitting with you? If you're doing this virtually, look at your sisters on the screen. And if you're walking it alone, look at me right now. Make the commitment. I promise it's going to be worth it, and God has something for you on the other side. But I want you to remember, too, you're an important part of this journey. God has you here for a reason, and without you, it's just not the same. So let's get into it. Week 1 was all about our pre-trip planning. I don't know about you, but I love to travel. And up until recently, it's something my husband and I didn't really get to do much of. But now that we do, it's almost like we take these grand adventures in our pre-trip planning before we even get to the actual adventure. It's where are we staying? What are we going to do? Is there coffee? Are there tacos? If you say tacos, I'm in the car. I'm ready to go, and my bags were packed last week, right? I mean, there's always something that makes it fun. Well, that's what week 1 was, our pre-trip planning. We wanted to understand, what did you know about the characters and the setting? What are some things that you had envisioned and things that you might not have realized were biases that you were carrying along with you in regards to these stories? Now, I have to be honest with you. On this adventure, one of the coolest things is that you're not going alone. You have your sisters with you. And so they're going with you through the pages, through the study, and then you have me. And that's what's so awesome, is that on this adventure, you're not going alone. We're in it together. And God's right there also. And that's my goal. That's why I wrote this Bible study, was to help women like you draw closer to God in a more approachable, more engaging, and dare I say, fun way. So week 1, we looked at the sisters. We started out there saying, what do you know about them? What do you remember? Maybe you were like, I have no clue who Martha and Mary are. Maybe some of you were like, oh, I remember this story. This is the one where Martha was too busy serving. She was distracted. She was anxious. Or possibly you were like, oh, yeah, this is where Mary was so devoted and fell at the Lord's feet and just sat there and was not worried about anything that had to be done. You're right. That's some of the things that took place. I asked you, which sister would you want to spend the day with? And I don't know about you, but I am a Martha girl at heart. Every time this part of Scripture is taught on, I relate to Martha. I am a servant at heart. I love to prepare the way for people and make this an enjoyable way for them to meet Jesus. Or I just like to actually serve you and cater to you. But I was shocked when I sat and wrestled with the question that I asked you on which sister would I want to spend the day with. And this Martha girl would actually want to spend the day with Mary. Sister, I want to know, what was it like in that culture, in that time, to sit at the feet of the Messiah, to be in a circle that was mostly male predominant. Did she face persecution? Did she face pushback? Were people curious and mocking her, different things? I mean, let's be real. We know that those are some of the things that we still experience here today on this side of our walk with Jesus. So I want to know what it was like. And then I honestly also want to ask her, did you and Jesus have coffee together? Did y'all hang out? What's his favorite food? I just see this sitting as more than just under his teaching. I saw it as a relationship. And I wanted to know more about that. And then we moved into Lazarus. Oh, man. Sister, do I have some questions for him. If I spent the day with him, I would have to be real. First and foremost, I'm going to ask him, while you were waiting on Jesus, what did you and God do? What was it like? Or were you just there taking one of the best naps of your life? And then, let's be real. I would have to ask the boy, so when you walked out of the tomb, did you have to take several baths, or did Jesus take care of the stink too? Or maybe even the question of how many weeks did you use the excuse, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I didn't make that meeting, I was dead. I mean, come on, let's be real. What happened to the grave clothes when he came out? I just want to ask the hard questions at times, and then other times, I just want to relate to the people in the Bible as if they're my best girlfriend, family member, or a loved one. So with that being said, we also looked at where these stories happened. Bethany. Did you know anything about this little town? Did you understand where it was in relation to Jerusalem and the Judean River, the Dead Sea, and all these things? Or were you like me and were like, what? Geography is not my thing. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, I'm not directionally challenged, but I just don't understand geography. You say stuff like north, east, west, and south, I get very confused and will have a perplexed look on my face. If you tell me to go to the Chick-fil-A or the Cane's, I'm really good. Because in my hometown, those are in totally different directions, right? So if you didn't get this section, you're not alone. And we just became instant Bible study buddies. But I do hope, that it shared some insight for you and that you understand a little bit about where Bethany was in relation to what's around it. And we're going to study that a little bit more too. Okay, so our walk the rest of these 6 weeks as we are going to enter the study. This is where we are going to be real. We're going to invite ourselves to jump into the story, to be into the home, to be sitting at the table with Jesus, to be walking with him, to be serving with Mary, to be serving with Martha, and sitting with Mary, to be in that tomb, or to just be at the table like Lazarus was. And just what was it like? So that's our journey, and that's what we're going to be doing. And I hope to see you next week. In week 2, we're going on the rest of the journey. I'll see you there.